I want you to comment if you're a waitress and you're always harassed in these clubs because these managers are taking advantage. How do you fire people because they refuse to sleep with you? How do you make people's life miserable because they have refused to sleep with you? QUIVER Kitengela, you know yourself, you have been making girls miserable. Hakuna mtu mwenye anaweza work in peace because they have not given themselves to the manager. Kwani who are you? You don't have kids, you don't have girls. People are trying to make a living genuinely, and you're there. You're making girls sleep with you, and when they don't, you make their life miserable. Who are you? Who are you? It is not fair. It is not fair, and it is up to these bosses to stand up and just employ people who are just professional. How do you employ people who are forcing girls to sleep with them, and when they don't? And you want to treat people here like hoes. You want.
And welcome to my channel. So that was a lady called Kare who was ranting on TikTok like a week ago about that establishment called QUIVER.
Girl a hoe, and you're the ones who are forcing them. Any girl cannot work in peace because anajua tu sijapatia manager. Lazima nipatie manager so that I can work in peace. It does not go that way. It does not go that way. Every girl that is shedding a tear because of you, and after sleeping with them, you fire them. Why will you sleep with them, promise them a position, and then fire them? It is not fair. It is not fair. Just because you've been given a position we don't even know even if you deserve it, and then you're taking advantage. Shame on you. Shame on you. I hope you have kids that are girls. It is not fair. And if you get to see this, just stop. Stop. Siku za mwezi zinakuwaga 40. Usidhani ati sasa kila msichana mwenye huu unalala na yeye unamvuta anaenda. Ati imeisha hivyo. And you always make sure to not leave any proof. No messages, you just force them. Uko kwa corner. You give them a very toxic working environment. They have come there to earn honestly. And you're taking advantage. Shame on you. Shame on you. And if you're out there and you're exploiting girls, just make sure you don't give birth to a girl. And if you give birth, make sure you have worked so hard. No matter pesa ya 4 generations, they don't have to suffer. We are busy here trying to earn an honest living, and you're out here exploiting girls. Shame on you.
Today she stopped by Kenya Online Media to do an interview on that incident.
To speak out for her. Why? Yeah.
I decided to speak out for her because, first of all, when she was working there, she always told me stories of others who had been fired. Wengine waliendaga kwa manager and wakalala na yeye.
So she was actually defending her cousin. It's her cousin who was victimized by this manager.
Was still fired. So yeah, alikuwa ananipa ile story. Yani hata huyo manager ukimpea, bado tu atakufuta. And there are times that he will call her, najua amekataa kwenda kwake. Hakuwa anamuita casual. Alikuwa anamuacha. So yeye alikuwa anaamka on Fridays, juu anajua it's going to be busy anyway, Friday and Saturday. Anajipeleka. Manager akikuja anampata yeye alishafanya nini? Alishaingia shift. So me thinking of what of those girls who they actually gave themselves to the manager and they were also fired. And she didn't actually give herself to the manager. She has worked there for 5 months, proven that she is able to work for them as a permanent staff, but she was actually fired on the 3rd day of the job. It's not fair. That is why I decided to speak out. Yeah. Hey, Kama, I used to work somewhere, and when I was working for them, nikiwa shift ya usiku, I happened kuumwa na nyoka. Let me tell you, that is when I knew I was working for a toxic establishment. I was not taken to hospital. I had to call my own people, wanikujia wanipeleke hosi, and I'd been bitten senye nilikuwa nawafanyia kazi. So after that, I decided to quit because nilienda hosi usiku, asubuhi wakaniambia tena niingie kazi. Advocating for places where you're treated like if you're not a human being and you're working for this person, you're making their dreams come true, but yet they can't take care of you. Yes.
So
places which have been tagged to go to next. So I am going to continue with this. It is not stopping only at after QUIVER Kitengela. I am going to go on with this, and I want you to comment if you want us to expose someone. Let's expose them. At the end of the day, I'm seeing people writing ati mulikata kusoma. Who told you we don't have certificates? We have left our degrees at home. We only have to take the jobs you're getting because we have to provide. So all those people who are coming to the comments at mjasoma, that is why you're working in clubs, and the same clubs is where you come and get your entertainment from. Like, it's not fair. It's not.
Those are very ignorant comments, and I think people who reason like that are part of the problem, because it seems like they think waitressing in entertainment sports is not a regular job.
How are you dealing with the hateful comments? Because ni mingi, people are just spewing the worst of things for your comment section, your video, and also the other video that you did.
Hey, kwanza men, you are attacking me. Kwani are you the managers who are doing that?
So asked her whether she's scared of repercussions, but you've heard she said she is an advocate for harassed folks, so she's not going to stop her mission anytime soon. So she's also gained comfort because the politicians Dennis Itumbi and Robert Alai have commented about this issue. So she ended her piece by telling this manager in question to reflect on how he'd feel if he had a daughter being subjected to the treatment he has been dishing out to female employees, and also confirmed she has a job because some critics were claiming she's idle, hence why she's so gung-ho about this expose. So got to interview the victim, that is Kare's cousin.
Hey, how are you?
Fine, thank you. How about you?
I'm good.
So tell us what exactly happened that led Wewe kuwa fired.
Okay. I was working at an establishment. I first went there as a walk-in interview. I was given a chance to work as a casual staff as they monitor the way I work. So the rule is if you work properly as a casual, you meet your targets, that's when you get a permanent job. So that's where I began the job on December as a casual staff. Yes. So I worked there as a casual until recently when I was fired. For those months that I worked there, I managed to meet my targets. But now, after immediately I began the job, the manager kept telling me to pass by his house so that I can maybe manage to get a permanent space as a worker there. So I rejected, of course, but he kept insisting and insisting. So all this time, 5 months down the line, I didn't manage to get the permanent position in that establishment. But I really met my targets. I did my work properly. Yeah. So I asked my fellow colleagues what is the procedure I'm supposed to meet so that I can get a permanent position. I was told if you work properly that you will get a job. And then I did that. Then I asked why am I not even getting the position still? So the manager told me you have to come by my house. So I refused. And then my colleagues, other casuals who are already employed, I asked them and they told me you have first to go to his house to get the position. So the rumors were going around the place until it got to the director. So the director called us, female staff, to have a meeting with us, confirm if it's true that happens. It was confirmed, but there were no evidence that it happens. So he asked around who are those casual staff who have not managed to get the position. And then we stood up. I was among those who didn't get. So akatuliza, how long have you been working here? I told him 5 months. And then he said now you'll get to the payroll. And that's now when I started working from the 1st of June as a permanent staff. And that came direct from the director of the establishment.
Because this lady bypassed this devious manager system of recruiting people permanently, she became a target. So he orchestrated her dismissal until she got fired on that's what triggered her cousin Kare to come out and expose this man. So I'm happy to report that 5 days ago this devious manager was suspended.
For our manager being involved, especially with our staff, has been a disheartening occurrence to us, investigating that issue. As it is, the state manager has been suspended for investigation. We have also invited the law enforcement authorities to ensure that should there be any such incident, then the perpetrators have been brought to book to dissociate ourselves from any such acts. And we have identified a few staff who have been recently dismissed. We have called them back in order to hear their story. For those who have been wrongfully dismissed, we will reinstate them. And have been supporting the social media about
So I'm going to link the full video below if you want to get the full context of what is going on. Now to my 2 cents on this matter. Obviously, a very disturbing case. That is, if this manager being accused is guilty of what he's being accused of. My heart really goes out to the victims. And just like Kare said, I don't care how desperate you are, you should never compromise your dignity. If you find yourself cornered by such a devious person, it's important to speak out so that you start a chain reaction which will end up in removing this culprit from a powerful position, and better yet, get fired or get prosecuted for their actions. So these obviously in turn would eliminate or reduce the negative working conditions for the remaining employees. And in this case, I'm very glad that the owners or the directors of QUIVER have taken swift action. But I hope they've not just done that because the matter has gone viral. I hope when they're hiring managers for that establishment, they're going to be including a clause in their contract about interacting appropriately with the employees. I hope they're going to establish a whistleblowing system so that junior employees can make anonymous reports for anything affecting them negatively without the fear of retribution from such a manager, because the manager obviously won't know who it is that reported them. I also want to really commend Kare for her bravery, even though she's an outsider, because it seems like the employees of this establishment are scared of, or were scared of coming forward. And I hope this is going to cause more managers to clean up their act for this QUIVER lounge and other businesses that conduct their, or other businesses in their industry. I also hope it's empowered junior employees to recognize that they have rights. And just like I've said before, it's hard to do business, and this issue just highlights my sentiments, because for all we know, this QUIVER lounge could be heavily in debt. So they're trying to do business to clear their debt with the bank. And here comes a rotten apple in the name of a manager whose actions threaten to affect the business negatively. Because can you imagine if vicious feminists decide to start staging protests against this business, the reputation of the business, which obviously will affect their revenue? So with all on, I'm aware that there are some disgruntled employees who are capable of making false allegations, but in this case, I tend to lean more with the victims. So I'll end my piece here. So just comment your thoughts in the comment section below. Like and share this video. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.